You know, I grew up as a musician, and I was very irresponsible and very self-centered, honestly. And kids were kind of annoying little things.
My dad did not want children at all, as far as he knew, when my mom and I came into his life.
I was 20 years old, and all of a sudden I had this little person, you know, that was that thought I was special.
And my mom told him she wanted 6 kids, and he said, yeah, right, that's never gonna happen. And instead he got 7.
We had our son Steve, and he was the reason that we actually got involved in special needs kids, because he ended up with a hearing loss through the process.
In my heart, I know that I could do anything, and I never give up on whatever I wanted to do.
He's never considered himself a handicapped person or a special needs person. It's my ears are broke, so what? You know, let's go on with life. And he's taught that to our family.
So when my parents first adopted Crystal, I was excited.
He does have the attitude of, yeah, my ears don't work. I can do what you can do, so. And he's really installed that in me. He's like, yeah, your legs don't work, but you can still do this and that.
We never really, with any of the kids, got hung up on their labels. Because I think if you tell a kid, you're a crack baby, you're a crack baby, you're a crack, they're gonna be a crack baby. You know, I mean, I don't know, we didn't ever really focus on the negative thing.
So Dominic was born with, his mom had used drugs when he was born.
And then they went ahead and adopted Dom. And I was really excited that I finally had a brother.
When he was about 2.5, we actually got a call one day from a nurse. She called and said that Dominic's baby brother had just been born.
Really, I wouldn't attribute most of my musical success without having to mention Aaron somewhere in there. And we're able to take whatever we're doing instrumentation-wise, or whatever instrument or whatever song we're playing, and be like, hey, you do this better, do this better, do this better.
You're always constantly moving, and I mean, our parents are considerably sane. After all the running around we've been doing.
I just can't imagine those boys not being together. They are the best of friends.
You know, we hadn't been on birth control for 18 years.
And I was pregnant with Nikki.
Because they went to Maui, and then I was their little souvenir.
We didn't adopt children because they were or weren't a color. We didn't adopt children because they did or did not have a special need. We adopted children because they needed a home.
So Selena came to live with us a little bit later in life. She was 11 by the time she came into our home, and she was actually headed for a mental institution because she was labeled with an unattachable syndrome, that she would never be able to be emotionally attached to anyone.
They sat me down and asked me what I would think about being part of their family and how I felt about that. And I felt pretty good about it. I was actually really, really happy that finally somebody had given me a chance.
I've always said that they've rescued me from what could have been a really terrible, terrible life, if I even would have made it this far.
They would have very different lives if my parents hadn't stepped in.
I'm a firefighter by trade. I've always loved classic cars. I have a 57 Chevy that's a show car that we take to shows, and Dominic and I go riding on motorcycles together. A couple of them don't think bikes are so cool. And so it's like I have different things with each of the kids.
I have had people like ask me, do you guys fight? I'm like, oh yeah, we fight. Where? When?
And it's all about accepting people for who they are.
There's never been a separation in our family. It's not like there's a difference because anyone's adopted.
And I remember my dad sat us down and was just like, well, you can always be hurt by the things that people say about you being adopted, but at the same time, their parents were stuck with them. they didn't have a choice. And with you, we came and we picked you because we thought you were awesome.
So let's talk about this. I said, when their parents got them, they didn't have a choice. But it said, we chose you. You were chosen.